Brady, and in this video, you guys, we're going to be breaking down the Packers versus Saints game coming up tomorrow. First game of the regular season here, you guys. Obviously, we finished up the start of the regular season there with Thursday night football with the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. That was an incredible game, you guys. I thought the Cowboys might have been able to pull that one out, but Tom Brady with another game-winning drive to finish it off there at the end of the game. But in this game coming up, you guys, in Week 1, Packers versus Saints, we'll start off with a little injury report. Starting out with the Packers, you guys, Vernon Scott will be out with an injury to his hamstring, so he will not be playing in Game 1 here. He is one of our backup safeties. Another guy who's questionable is Tyler Lancaster on our D-line. He's questionable with a back injury. Now, this one doesn't concern me too much because he is one of the back-end rotation guys on that defensive front. So it's not a huge deal if we end up missing him, but this other guy that we have that's questionable, Za'Darius Smith, you guys, is a big question mark here. It's going to hurt us a lot if we don't have him. Obviously, he's our best pass rusher on that defense. So it's going to be crucial to have him in there, putting that pressure on Jameis Winston. So we'll have to see if he plays. I know he's questionable right now with a back injury. Personally, I think he will play. I remember last season, you guys, Z was out with injury most of the weeks during practice. I mean, every single week it seemed like he was on the injury report. But he ended up playing like every single game for us. So he's one of those guys that seems to be injured a lot, but he fights through the injury and continues to give it all he's got, continues to get out on the field. So I expect him to play even though he's questionable. Maybe he'll have a limited snap count. But nonetheless, I think he will end up playing for us even though he is questionable right now. And then obviously David Bakhtiari's out for the first 6 weeks on the PUP list, so we won't be seeing him. Elton Jenkins will be filling in at that left tackle spot for us. I think that's a phenomenal fill-in. Dude's a Pro Bowler. I think he's got a potential to be an All-Pro offensive lineman this season here. So I think we'll be just fine on that offensive line. Obviously, we got 2 rookies starting on the inside. So we'll have to see how they hold up against the Saints pass rush. But nonetheless, I think our offensive line is in a pretty good spot right now. And I think our rookies aren't going to hurt us too badly here. I think, if anything, they'll be able to help us out a little bit because I think both of those guys, Josh Myers and Royce Newman, got a lot of potential. So I'm looking forward to see what those guys can do. And then going over to the Saints, you guys, Michael Thomas is out, obviously, for the first 6 weeks on the PUP list as well. And then they have cornerback Ken Crawley out with a hamstring injury. He will not be playing in today's game. They also have wide receiver Traquan Smith, who won't be playing in tomorrow's game with a hamstring injury. And then tackle James Hurst is questionable with a knee injury. So not too many injuries on either side right now. Obviously, it's Week 1, so you'd hope there wouldn't be too many injuries for either team. And there's not, just a couple guys on either side that are going to be missing the contest tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, that's the injury report for this one, you guys. A couple of keys to the game here for the Packers. I think one of the most important thing for us, you guys, to be able to get off to a good start here is to establish our run game early. Obviously, like I said, with the two young rookie linemen we have, I think to get their confidence up early in the game, it'll just help out a lot if we call a lot of run plays, kind of get them running downhill, pushing some guys around, not backing up on their heels, having to, defend the pass rush too much too early. And then plus that's just going to open up our play action game that'll allow, guys like Valdez-Scantling to freaking take the roof off, or the top off the roof. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, you guys. I think we got to establish that run game early, which Matt LaFleur likes to do anyways. He's normally a guy who really enjoys getting that run game going because the way that the Packers offense is designed is to kind of have everything, flow off of that run game. So I would expect that's probably the main goal early on in the first couple drives here is really to pound the rock. I think which is also going to benefit. Another key to the game for us is going to be the time of possession. We don't want to give too many possessions to the Saints. Obviously with Jameis Winston, he has the ability to throw interceptions, but he does have the ability to throw the home run ball as well. As you could see, I can't remember which game it was in preseason there, but he had 2 beautiful dimes to Callaway in the end zone that were just seeds. They were like 50-yard throws. So there's that potential that they can take the top off the roof as well with their passing game. Obviously, Jameis Winston is a deep threat with his arm, so we're just going to have to be careful on that. I think the biggest thing for us is just not allowing him to throw anything over the top, try and limit him to underneath throws, just short yardage plays, things like that. Obviously, them not having Michael Thomas is a benefit to us. It's going to put a little more pressure on Alvin Kamara, pretty much their only big-time playmaker. I think if we can slow down Kamara just a little bit, whether it be in the pass game or the run game, that's going to benefit us as well as getting them off the field and getting our offense back out there more often than not. Obviously, Kamara is a dual threat running back. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well as run through the tackles, run outside. I mean, he's a do-it-all back for you, one of the top backs in the league. You're not going to be able to take away every aspect of this guy's game because he's just too good. So like I said, if you can at least slow down his running production or slow down his production in the passing game, that's just only going to benefit the Packers in the long run there. I still expect Kamara to have a good game, but at the end of the day, if we can just slow him down enough to get them off the field more often than not, then I think that's going to help us out to be able to win this game. I think as well, if we want to force some turnovers, we got to get that pressure on Winston with our pass rush. If we can cause some havoc in the backfield there, make him, throw the ball before he wants to, make him make some tough decisions there out of the pocket. Hopefully we can force a couple turnovers on him. Obviously, we know that this guy is turnover prone. I think the last starting season he had when he was with the Bucs, he threw 30 TDs, but also had 30 interceptions. So, like I said, the guy is in turnover prone. We do have some really quality back-end guys in our secondary that are phenomenal at being ball hawks. Would not be surprised if Jair or Adrian Amos or Darnell Savage ends up getting a pick today or tomorrow. Sorry, you guys. So that's what I kind of see for the keys to the game for the Packers. Establish the run, win time of possession. Keep the underneath throws, no long bombs from Winston. Heavy pressure on him, forcing him into some bad throws. And just, kind of keeping Kamara in check as much as possible. And then over to the Saints, you guys, obviously, for their keys to the game is going to be the complete opposite of what we want to see from the Packers. They got to get Kamara going early and often. Get that guy on a hot streak early, and then he can probably take over this game. Packers have never really done a good job defending him. So, there's a big potential that he could have a huge game here against us, but I'm hoping that defense of the Packers is a little more improved from last year, especially in our middle linebacking core with Devondre Campbell. I think he's just a lot better option than what we were running last year with Kamal Martin and Chris Barnes. Obviously, Chris Barnes is going to be out there still, but Devondre Campbell is a huge upgrade. I believe we had Christian Kirksey for a bit. He was injured for a lot of the season last year as well, but still, Devondre Campbell's a big upgrade on any middle linebacker we've had in recent past, probably since Blake Martinez. So I think this is a great pickup for us. I think he's going to do tremendous wonders on that defensive side of the ball for us. Hopefully, he helps in slowing Kamara down. But like I said, that's going to be huge for the Saints to get their main guy going early. I think another huge thing for the Saints is going to be to test the Packers' offensive line rookies. So I think their defensive front is really going to be running a lot of stunt plays and some blitzes that are coming right up the middle and really testing the wits of Josh Myers and Royce Newman. Just kind of getting a feel for how those guys handle that pressure. Obviously, the Saints have one of the better defenses in the league. Obviously, one of the better defensive fronts as well. So it's going to be a really good test for those Packers rookies and the rest of the guys on the offensive line. That's probably the biggest question mark for the Packers heading into this season is how is our offensive line going to perform without Corey Linsley in there and David Bakhtiari out for the first 6 weeks. So we'll have to see how that goes. Another key to the game for the Saints, you guys, I would say is no turnovers, man. Obviously, like I said, Jameis Winston is turnover prone. The Saints have had fumbling issues in the past as well. So that's going to be huge for them. If they can get out of this game without any turnovers, there's a good chance they keep it pretty close here and possibly even win the game. And same with the line of scrimmage. I think they have probably, at least on paper right now, I would say they probably have the better offensive line and defensive line than we do. So if they can dominate that line of scrimmage and take advantage of the fact that on paper, at least their players seem to be the better group, I think that'll also help the Saints in trying to accomplish a victory here today. Obviously, the game's going to be held in Jacksonville, you guys, because of Hurricane, I believe it was Ida, that hit New Orleans there. Very unfortunate on the 16-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. So prayers up to all the people down in New Orleans getting through it right now, man. Sucks that they can't have their season opener at home. They got to go play out in Jacksonville in the heat there. It's going to be tough for both teams because Jacksonville is such a humid climate down in Florida there. So both teams are really going to have to stay hydrated. Guys are probably going to be getting IVs at halftime there. So it's going to be a grimy battle of a game here, I believe, for week 1. Saints versus Packers. I'm stoked for it, you guys. Afternoon game. I believe it's the game of the week, so should be a good one all around. My final score prediction, you guys, for game's end here, I'm predicting the Packers will have 28, Saints 17, and the Packers will go ahead and get their first win of the season. They have yet to lose their first game of the season under head coach Matt LaFleur. He's 2-0. I expect the Packers to advance to 3-0 in the first week of the season under head coach Matt LaFleur and take this game 28-17. So I'd love to get your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. What do you think the final score is going to be between the Saints and the Packers? Do you think the Saints got a chance to have an upset here on the Pack? How do you think they're going to fare not being able to play on their home field? Obviously, with the game being in Jacksonville, would love to get your guys' opinion in the comments section down below. Once again, you guys, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and every video on my channel. Please go ahead and like this video if you so choose. Subscribe to the channel if you so choose. And this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Chat.